I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a huge hack on how to get a forward deployed engineering job quickly within about 30 to 45 days. And this is actually one of our many strategies that we have documented out here in our Notion, and it's called the Forward Deployed Engineering Career Playbook. If you guys want access, you guys can always just go ahead to the description. If you guys don't have access to it already, and just either schedule a consultation with us or hit me up on LinkedIn. I promise you, I'm not difficult to go out there and find. The handle is right here. One of the most underutilized resources to landing a forward deployed engineering job is actually through Y-Combinator. A lot of people don't even realize that it's a resource. So the first thing you want to go ahead and do here is you want to go to Y-Combinator, and I'm going to show you this right now back on our career playbook. Step one, go to Y-Combinator, and there will be companies that have listed out for forward deployed engineering roles. I've actually grabbed 2 of these for you, largely because I recorded a version of this already, but then I got a phone call, I got distracted, and I was just like, this is not a very good video. I'm just going to start recording it all over again. So you have a forward deployed engineering role. Note that you can actually create an account on Y-Combinator, which I really recommend that you do. So I'm actually going to add that right now, okay, as 2 additional steps. Hot tip, create an account and email alert on Y-Combinator to access the latest forward deployed engineering openings. Okay, now the next thing that you guys can also go ahead and do is this. You can source similar roles for additional forward deployed engineering openings. So you just go down here. I don't know why some people, they tell me like, I don't want to start it. If you just scroll down already, there's a section here called similar jobs. And just like here, there's a section here, it's called similar jobs, and then you guys will go ahead and see additional forward deployed engineering roles. I promise you guys, if you guys go ahead and create an account, you guys will see additional openings beyond that. But you'll see forward deployed engineer, forward deployed engineer, forward deployed engineer, and then sometimes you'll see also like a founding forward deployed engineer. I would go ahead and actually cover that. Okay, at the very bottom right here, boom, you can just see this. And I'm just going to grab the link before I forget. Okay, and this is actually right here. I'm going to make this into another hot tip. If you see a position, hot tip, apply to founding forward deployed engineer. If you're thinking, well, I don't know if I have enough, go for it. Apply to this position even though you don't feel like you have enough experience. You want to go for it because forward deployed engineering is a sales role with a technical background, and it's all about showing hustle. You cannot be afraid to do this job and to get rejection. This is something that they really look for in a forward deployed engineer, because you're dealing with people. You're not dealing with just code base anymore. You're dealing with people. So hit those guys up. Now, what you want to do here is source 25 to 30 roles onto a spreadsheet first, and then start contacting each company individually. One of the biggest mistakes that people have is that they will go and they'll apply to one role at a time. Think about in terms of scale and productivity. You'll be on this job hunt until 2028 or just in time for the next World Cup. Everything about how you're going about your job hunt really tells a company whether or not you would be a good culture fit for forward deployment, because everything about forward deployment is about speed and how quick you're able to move and not care what other people think. Moving quickly, quickly, quickly. Move fast, 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 fast. Now, step 4 is you should go ahead and connect with all the founders and start reposting and resharing their LinkedIn and X posts. Just because you need to go ahead and move fast, you also got to go ahead and move smart. A lot of you don't have a resume right now or a LinkedIn profile that is value driven enough to go out there and convert that into an interview. So just send them all a connection request first. And here's a cheat code. Connect with them on X as well as connecting with them on LinkedIn. You can connect with as many people as you want on X in a day, but LinkedIn, if you don't have premium, is going to limit you to anywhere between 5 to 10 or sometimes 20 to 30. And even if you buy the premium, it just kind of comes down to like how warmed up your account is, and that can vary for everybody. But on the marketing side, out of 2 founders, there's always one that's a little bit more front-facing, that's a little bit more to the customer, that's a little bit more on the marketing side. That person's always on X. You want to connect with that person, and you want to start reposting and resharing. And if you have something smart to say, commenting on all their LinkedIn posts and X posts. Okay. LinkedIn is very weird. So this is actually step 5. Okay. Now, step 6, now you want to go ahead and build a portfolio, which we actually walk people through in our program. The other thing that you should go out there and do is maybe host a live webinar about the product or the niche. Okay. You want to have some visual proof that you understand what they do as a business, and they really want to see what your communication skills are in terms of how you pitch their product or their company as a value add to an organization. Next thing you guys want to go ahead and do is you guys want to host a live webinar for video ads, or using 11 Labs for 11 Labs or Higgsfield to go out there and generate that video ad. Because if you can show that you can help them generate leads and revenue, then they prioritize you much more on the top. Hot tip: record a long form, short form YouTube video or publish newsletters on techcareers.io on recently funded companies. And this is just a way to go ahead and get ahead of the market. This is an influencer that we actually follow out here on our team that keeps us up to date because there's just so much information going on. And she has this series that's really awesome. It's like hot startup rounds for June 7th, hot startup rounds for May 27th. And that's really let us know, like the YC, 26 batch, prediction markets, the rise of forward deployed engineer, right? And then like hot startup rounds, like she has it as a series. You should be covering those companies too, because they often start hiring for founding forward deployed engineers and forward deployed engineers for themselves too in a very short amount of time. So this is also another hack for you guys. You do that in the front end, so later on when that official opening pops open, you've already established some social capital with them, because that's the best time. Most of the time when the role is coming out for the first time, everybody is sharking it, and it's just a bunch of people that they don't know. Shy of you having, the best thing is if you're a part of our network, we can go out there and introduce you. But even then, the person, let's just say we brought over 10 people and they said, hey, Rich, do you guys have 10 resumes you guys should share with us? And they actually saw somebody named Jake that actually made a video about the company just 2 weeks ago. They're thinking, oh yeah, I saw that. We really appreciated that. It seems like you really understand our mission here. Now they're excited to talk to you versus you just look like another person that just needs a job. Who do you think is actually going to be hotter? And I'm going to give you one more bonus tip after this. The hot tip is companies hire the best forward deployed engineers regardless of location. And this is actually something that I wanted to go out there and highlight. These guys right now are hiring for a forward deployed product manager that's based in the US, even though the two founders are based in Tokyo. These guys right here, clearly they're in London, but they're hiring for a forward deployed engineer that's based out here in New York. And then you have these British guys right here that's hiring for like London, San Francisco, and Seattle. I'm telling you something about the forward deployed engineering space, and it really goes back down to like first principles. They will hire the best person because if their product is good, it knows no borders. This is the Palantir career website. And I remember when there was a time when the Brits were like, but they're not in the UK yet. And I was just like, look, now they're everywhere. I mean, freaking hey. I was at their pop-up, the Palantir pop-up in Seoul. Even the founder came out to Korea. If they're not going to get there yet, they will freaking make it over there eventually. This is what forward deployment is. Like, shy of the moon and Mars, like if they're not there, they're coming, right? So like you can at the end of the day, they need somebody to go out there and actually get rev. And this is actually why I'm going to be including a video on what's the difference between forward deployed engineering, deployment strategists, and forward deployed product managers, and why they prioritize the revenue side so much more. So stick around. Like, don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. But I'm going to give you guys like one more bonus tip since you guys made it all the way until the end of the video. And here's the bonus tip. Do the work up front. At the end of the day, forward deployed engineering is about driving value and, most importantly, revenue. Helping companies drive revenue, which are your clients, is going to help get your company as a forward deployed engineer more revenue. This is why the deployment strategist and a forward deployed product manager position opened up, is because they needed people to be able to identify revenue opportunities that they can train to go ahead and build versus people that are just going out there to build. If you are thinking that a forward deployed engineer is a glorified solutions engineering role, you're absolutely missing the point, because the forward deployed engineer's job is to identify what we should be building for the client to give them insane value in the form of dollars. Okay. Most people struggle to go ahead and land a forward deployed engineering job. Transitioning in from an engineering position is because they're going out on client sites or even on the interview and saying, I'm a really good builder, just tell me what you want me to build for you, and then I will just go ahead and build it, without actually thinking about whether or not what you're building is actually adding value to the customer. And those are the people that in 2026 going into 2027 are going to have a very hard time transitioning into this role, or worse, even keeping this role. Okay. I will go ahead and actually tell you guys this right now, because we're in the business. The most important value that a forward deployed engineer can offer is to drive revenue quickly, build, ship, collect feedback quickly. And this is actually why, like, the Palantir forward deployed engineering program is now called the Founder Factory. It's because like they're able to move that quick. The Kaushi CEO, former Palantir forward deployed engineer. The co-founder of 11 Labs, former Palantir deployment strategist. The most important thing is revenue, 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 revenue. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you guys also one more tip, is this. Here's another bonus tip that I'll wrap up in 30 seconds. Follow up, follow up, follow up, and never give up. Never take no for an answer. No is just another way of saying not yet. A big part of the job as a forward deployed engineer is getting rejected, and a big part of job hunting is also getting rejected. They really want to go ahead and take a look whether or not you're going to figure out a way to come back from this, or are you just going to take no? Like a lot of our hiring partners, they say like, how would you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on persistence? Like 100. They hear no one time, you never hear back from them. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Next video, we're going to go ahead and cover the difference between forward deployed engineering, product management, and deploy strategists.